And about Vasyl Lomachenko, Bob, how do you make the big fights happen when it seems like there's so many politics getting in the way?
Well, the politics can get in the way, but we don't have politics. I mean, we're open to anything. You sit down, you talk, and so forth, and you eventually, you say, well, we're not going to allow this fighter to fight Lomachenko. Okay, but so what do? We build up a guy like Teofimo Lopez, and he against Loma, if everything works out later this year or beginning of next year, is the biggest fight by far in the lightweight division.
Is that so? Because Teofimo sometimes seems skeptical that Lomachenko would be matched with him.
I don't know why he's skeptical. I mean, but I can't account for any guy's attitude, but Teofimo knows how close we are to him, and we would work very diligently to make that fight when the time comes. There's no reason why he would say, I mean, I don't think he's saying, maybe he is, that Loma won't fight him because he's afraid of him, but that's stupid.
Maybe it's because he kind of feels he's ready now, but obviously you guys...
Who?
Maybe he feels he's ready now, but obviously you guys
he
guide him into this fight.
Look, in order for that fight, Teofimo against Loma, to be really a saleable fight, Teofimo has to prove himself a little bit more. So we have him in on April 20th against this Finnish kid who's the European champion, who's rated number 2 or 3 by some of these organizations, and that's a test. That's certainly a test for him. And if he comes through on that, and then maybe we put him in with Pedraza later. Pedraza gave Loma hell, and if Teofimo handles Pedraza well, then people will say, hey, he's really competitive with Loma, and then you do the fight. But now to put Teofimo in, well, who knows if he could be competitive with Lomachenko.
How special is Teofimo?
What?
How special is Teofimo as a fighter? Because you said Floyd, Manny, and Loma, you called it on it.
Teofimo reminds me so much, his attitude and everything, of Roberto Duran. Confident, real sharpshooter, great puncher, But again, it's early, He's a work in progress. I think, and we have really high hopes for him, but, I don't want to put him with Loma unless he's ready, to get, I don't know, to beat Loma, but at least to give him a good fight.
Bob, you said it yourself, Pedraza gave Lomachenko hell to quote you. Were you surprised with that? And two, what does that mean for someone like the individual Gervonta Davis who walked through a Pedraza and then he gives a tough fight to Lomachenko?
Gervonta Davis is using the name of Loma to get a little publicity. They know our number. They have no intention of putting Davis in with Lomachenko. One thing you can say about Floyd, with all his bravado, is Floyd knows boxing.
No, but he did have a better performance against Pedraza over Lomachenko. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, but Pedraza was really, really not the Pedraza that there is now. Pedraza at that point was unhappy with Lou DiBella, and he wasn't training well. And so I don't think that was a fair test.
Do you feel for Loma at all, though, when he wants these fights and for whatever reason he just can't?
What fights? He's fighting the top contender ordered by the BA. Then he's going to fight Comey, the IBF champion. So what fights isn't he getting?
Well, everybody wanted to see Mikey and Davis, but things get in the way.
Nobody wants to see Davis. Davis wants to see Davis. Davis isn't even a lightweight. But as far as Mikey is concerned, after Mikey fights Spence, if he can get down to 135, we'd love to do that fight.
Are those competitive fights to you, though? Do you think
What?
those are 50-50 type fights for Lomachenko?
No, they're not. Lomachenko, there is no 50-50 fight for Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a talent that comes rarely. But Mikey is capable of doing a good fight with Lomachenko. He's capable.
Does Loma cap out at 135?
Yes, I mean, he's small. I mean, you know, if you asked what his best weight was, it would be featherweight. So, but, you know, and all the guys he fights now at 135 are bigger than him. And now to put him in at 140 or 147, I mean, that's not fair. I mean, watch what happens this weekend. I mean, Mikey's a tremendous fighter, great boxer and everything, but Spence is a welterweight and a big welterweight, and Mikey has nothing to hold him off with.
You know, Manny was able to beat bigger guys.
Manny was able to beat bigger guys at one small point in his career. Who did he fight bigger? One guy, Margarito, bigger than 147. But he never went above 147, except that once with Margarito.
Those guys at 47, they were bigger than Cotto.
Well, but again, Loma is fighting guys at 135, all of whom are bigger than he is. Linares was bigger than he was, Pedraza, but he's fighting at 135. That's the weight he's fighting at.
Would you be shocked if Garcia pulls it off and beats Spence? Or just...
Well, I would be very, very surprised. Listen, I've been around this block. I did a fight in 1974 with great fighters. Jose Napoles was the greatest welterweight that you can find at that time. And he went in against Carlos Monzon, and it wasn't a fight. Because at the end of the day, as the fight went on, you realized that Monzon's strength and size was too much for Napoles, and he knocked Napoles out.
So if Spence wins, could we get the Crawford fight?
What?
If Spence winds up winning?
Well, we were happy to do. If Crawford gets by Khan, which I hope he will, on April 20th, you know, we want to do that fight. We'll sit down with them and negotiate a fair deal and do that fight, sure. I mean, sure. I mean, this thing is stupid. And really, on the other side, you know, when Fox lists the best welterweights in the world and doesn't have Crawford's name on it, I mean, give me a break. I mean, the Fox network is not supposed to be Fox News, which you know everything is crap.
So is that fight merit? It's big enough now,
What?
Crawford Spence? If
Yeah,
Spence beats
absolutely.
Mike, it's good to
Absolutely.
March 17, the young prospect Michael Conlon, St. Patrick's Day. Can you talk to us about his event, his fight, and his plans for him in the future?
Well, Conlon is coming on, and he will head up the card on March 17th from Madison Square Garden, and then hopefully when we get Tyson Fury in the ring, maybe Conlon, because they're buddies, will fight on the co-feature.
Did you get a chance to see Shawn Porter fight this week?
I don't want to comment about that. I mean, I have never felt that Shawn Porter was anywhere as like an elite welterweight. I mean, he's a he's a nice kid, decent guy. He didn't win the fight Saturday, but, you know, whatever, the officials gave him the fight. But he's not an elite welterweight. Neither is Ugas an elite welterweight. The elite welterweights are Terence Crawford and Spencer.
What are your plans for Zurdo? How quick trying to go for winning his fight at his debut in the 175?
Zurdo is going to test out 175 April 12th. If he decides that he's comfortable fighting at 175, we have 3 champions that fight for us in the light heavyweight division. We'll put him in against Votzik or against Kovalov or Beterbiev. And so he'll have his choice. If, on the other hand, he feels that he should stay at 168 as super middleweight, then we'll match him. Big fights we have with Billy Joe Saunders is at 168. There are a couple of other Brits that are big names, 168, and he'll go that way. So I can't, and I've sat and we've talked with him at length. The decision is going to be his, whether he wants to go up to 175 permanently or stay at 168. What?
Thank you, Bob.